Big Daddy C Block's power, got the streets devoured. Gold chains glisten in the hour, flow like a sizzling shower. Spit fire like a dragon, crews left staggering. Imagining the habit, check it, Big Daddy moving, calculating the scheme. Rough neck, no bleeding, hardcore eyes gleam. C Block dominion, pure raw strength in the kitchen.
So 230 of the media virus. This is C Block. I don't think there have been 230 C blocks because I don't think we came up with the block system, right away. I think we just had this big gelatinous podcast at first, if I'm not mistaken. But Big Daddy's here, Pete's not, and so what we were trying to think of is different ways that we can try to incorporate Pete. Into the show, and we were thinking, since he's not here, we should have a round of what is in Pete's ass. And so it's not that Pete has anything up his ass that he's not here. It's just that there's got to be something in Pete's ass because it's Pete. And
sure.
So what do we think that is? I'm gonna kick off the my vote is a pineapple.
A pineapple.
A pineapple.
That's pretty specific.
I mean, that's very specific. And I mean, Pete's a warrior. I feel like if anyone can make that happen, it's going to be Pete.
Oh yeah.
My guess is because pineapple is rather spiny. I don't know if he has the testicular fortitude to withstand the spines of it. So I'm going to go with
testicular never mind.
Testicular fortitude. I'm going to go with a penis-shaped bong.
Okay.
Yep, and where you put in the weed is going to be is the balls,
right?
So that you're smoking out of the tip. Yeah, that's what I proper. I want the proper visual for the.
What you're saying is
to build a penis-shaped bong.
No, what he's saying is he wants Pete's bong to be up Pete's ass. Because that's Pete's bong. We've all seen Pete's bong. That's what it looks like.
You hold it by the testicles.
Nobody's Pete.
You can't leave out the testicles. So you hold it by the base.
Yeah. All right. How about you, Mike?
I think that's where he keeps his monkey wrench.
Probably.
Mm-hmm.
Hell.
I mean, I do imagine there's plenty of room up there.
So what's going on, Big Daddy? How you making out, man?
I'm all right. Both improv groups are starting to wind down a little bit. The next show for the Forgetful Squirrels will be May. Hell, I don't know. After Mother's Day. It's the Mother's Day show, so it's like 4 weeks out. And the next Fearless show is next Saturday, April 19th at the Delaware Contemporary. Tickets are, I believe, $30. Go to citytheater.org or just search Facebook for Fearless Improv. Get yourself some tickets and have a good time. It's nice and family friendly. Pretty much nothing that I say here am I allowed to say there.
Well,
there is a version that is much less family friendly, but that's at Wilmington Brew Works, and that's coming up later on. That's where I have fun.
Where Big Daddy goes out to play.
Big Daddy plays at Wilmington Brew Works, and Stanley McFadden plays at the Delaware Contemporary. So it depends on who you want to see.
Well, let's get into what we've got.
All right.
loaded for today.
Locked
You want
and loaded.
You want to kick the BDA off? Kick off with the Big Daddy asks.
Yeah, just need to.
I got it.
You got it?
Yeah.
He's got it.
Sorry.
Proudly brings to you
Big Daddy asks.
Gentlemen, here's your chance to win $1 billion. But your mama's got to go to jail for a year. You do it?
Dude, what kind of ridiculous question is that? There is absolutely no way I am going to give up $1 billion fucking dollars. Okay? And not for nothing, we were talking about this last night, and you know, Mike claims that he would peel her off, make it worth her while, peel her off a little bit. I would just call us even. You know what I mean? Because it's the American prison system, right? She's not going to a Turkish prison or something like that. Like, she's not going to a third world nation, right? It's the American prison system. She'll probably get the best medical care she's ever had. Probably doing her a favor. Really, if you think about it,
You're not wrong.
You know, she gets to
3 square meals.
Yeah,
Meet new people.
Socialize.
Yep.
She doesn't have to worry about fucking my dad asking for shit all the time.
All the sex she can take, whether she likes it or not.
I sincerely doubt it, to be honest with you. You know what I mean? I think there's an age in which they go, hey, never mind. Yeah.
All you can eat.
So, you know, that's what about you? Do you find this a moral dilemma?
Not even a little bit. Up the fucking river.
All right. Because you asked it like you had us by the balls. Like, you finally had us by the shirt and curlies that we were going to have this moral dilemma.
Honestly, I was laughing because I should have had a moral dilemma and I had none.
None whatsoever.
So yeah, no, that bitch goes up the river. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah, we had that discussion last night, and then my feelings were cemented by the therapy session I had this morning. So, you know, that was all the confirmation I needed that I was making the right choice. And I just want to know, when do I collect the check?
And where do I drop her off?
Do I have to drop her off? I thought someone was going to come pick her the fuck up. I don't feel like that's my job. I got to drive all the way to fucking Jersey to do what?
No, you want her, you come get her, you know?
Here the fuck? You can mail, but a direct deposit.
Did you say you can mail her? Matthew, what are you doing? Hold still, Mom. The stamps aren't going to stick if you keep moving.
Now, if they made you trade her in for the cash, that would be a tougher putt. Because then I'd have to fight my mom. And again, there's no moral dilemma. She might kick my ass. I told you the story how she punched my niece in the throat. That was like 6 months ago.
Wow.
Oh, damn, this is recent. All right.
No, it was real recent. I'm giving away family secrets here, but I think she later found the money she was accusing.
Yeah. Whoops.
What are you going to do? You know,
Sorry, and Hallmark just doesn't make a card for that.
Hallmark doesn't make a card for that.
Sorry, I punched you in the throat.
Sorry, I punched you in the throat while I was looking for the money that I just happened to innocently misplace.
And would that be sympathy or is that congratulations?
I mean, not for nothing, dude. I feel like Hallmark should make a card for that. You know,
It probably happens more than we
it
think.
probably happens more than you'd think.
Oh, just for you. That's a just for you card.
I mean, it's not like Christmas, but it's up there.
It's kind of like Christmas. It was Christmas for your mother.
I'm going to say it again.
It was.
We need to make greeting cards, and I'm going to get on that.
God damn it.
Sorry about the herpes.
I know I've said it before, but I've now proven that we can do it.
We can. We can enlist the help of
Because we got
ChatGPT.
that. And we also, you got the awesome. Ryan got his birthday card from the show.
That's right.
Ladies, if you're looking for a stud, look no further. I've got the STD. All I need is you.
All righty then.
Well, what's going on, man? What we got going on?
Well, in Ghana, a small village is under attack, not by bandits, not by wild animals, but by angry, buzzing clouds of vengeance. That's right, bees. Swarms of them. And according to Ghanaian locals, these aren't your
Canadians.
These aren't your run-of-the-mill honey makers. They're spiritual enforcers on a stinging mission of revenge. That's Ghanaian, Matt. Ghanaian from Ghana.
The fucking Canadian. What?
The chaos
I
erupted.
thought because a lot of diseases are named after the places where they come from.
Right.
So I thought that's where gonorrhea came from.
Maybe. I don't know. I defer to our resident medical expert. Can you confirm or deny that gonorrhea is actually named for Ghana?
The first time that I got gonorrhea was in fact in Ghana, so I'm gonna have to go with the yes.
There you go.
Heard it here
for the
first.
longest time, I thought gonorrhea was gynorrhea, like OBGY gyno.
Right. Could only affect women.
Well, I mean, that's where
By definition. The chaos erupted after villagers cut down a sacred tree, long believed to shield the community from harm.
Dude, then why'd they fucking do it?
Right? Ever since, the bees have turned militant, launching wave after wave of airborne assault. Residents say this isn't just nature being nature, it's full-blown supernatural smackdown. Several folks have landed in the hospital with nasty stings, and local leaders are scrambling.
Hey, that tree protects us from bees. Bullshit. I don't think it does. No, dude, it does. It protects us from. You see all the fucking bees in it? And how the bees fucking stay there? No, you're fucked in the head, dude. I'm gonna cut that tree down.
You're gonna fuck it all up, dude.
What the fuck? I don't understand.
You're gonna fuck it all up. Traditional.
Not for nothing, but I also believe that that's why they call it herpes, because only women get them.
Oh, wait.
Yeah, they never call it his piece.
Exactly.
Their traditional priests have been summoned to work their spiritual mojo, performing ancient rituals to chill the spirits and maybe cool off the bees. Experts think disturbing the hive's habitat probably triggered the aggression.
Oh, no shit, you think?
But the villagers, they're convinced this is a divine I told you so. Until the spirits are satisfied, the bees get bored. Life in the village remains on hold under the buzzing threat of nature's tiniest enforcers. We'll keep our ears to the hive and bring you more as this bizarre buzz battle unfolds.
The only reason that this story even made it into C Block is because the first time Mike said Ghanaian, I was like, fucking Canadians. Right, wait, no, fuck Canada. I said, fuck Canada is what I said. I said, fuck Canada.
It just struck me as so funny.
Because I misheard him because I was distracted.
Well, no, it's the idea that you're not listening to me. You're just
Right. Just
And then-
responding to these.
well, it strikes me as funny because that's what they say radio guys do in their interviews. Like
Yeah.
somebody's talking, yeah, okay, that must have been hard.
Hey, Big Daddy, before we get into the next block, we were discussing a woman who died getting a BBL,
Oh damn! All right.
and she had 11 grandchildren.
Damn. Grandma trying to get her back blown out.
Now, how old do you think this grandmother of 11 was?
35.
47.
You swung much lower than we did, but we thought 47 was a little too young. We were trying to work the math out.
He did the math. He's just much more aware of.
It's more of a chart in his mind.
He was thinking of the minute she became a grandmother.
Yes.
But not at what age did she become a grandmother?
Yeah, I was thinking, well, if she's 16, if she's getting a BBL, she's got to be a hoe. So that means the first kid was probably at 16, and then everyone, all them kids, 1 year apart, 11 baby daddies. I mean, it's hoe math.
You went quick. I'll tell you that much.
And then you get another 16 years out, and they're all having babies anyway.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And there's your grandchildren.
I wonder if you put her in the casket face down so we can take a look at the work.
It was a shady clinic to begin with.
All right. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh yeah, she had like fucking pre-diabetes and high blood pressure. She had a BMI of 38. Like she had already been turned down by one clinic.
So she already had a big ass to begin with.
Yeah, dude. And that was what me and Mike were like. What 47-year-old woman doesn't have a big ass?
I mean,
Yeah.
that is not the hardest thing for a middle-aged woman to do.
Come up with, right?
Yeah.
But we're gonna dig in a little bit more on how the human race is losing the race. It's a TMVP criminal clusterfuck roundup. Oh, fantastic!
It is. It is. Ladies and gentlemen, in a world teetering on the edge of a bad acid trip, we bring you this week's montage of mayhem in what we're calling Tales from the Trash Fire. Strap in. We're taking a whistle-stop tour through the seediest corners of society. Story number 1, Walmart Bandit. We begin in Georgia, where a man dubbed Speedy Gonzalez by law enforcement was arrested for a $20,000 Walmart shoplifting spree.
Sometimes AI will make assumptions. The man was not dubbed Speedy Gonzalez. This motherfucker is named Speedy Gonzalez. That's his name. With a lengthy criminal history, is charged with shoplifting over $20,000 worth of merchandise from Walmart stores from across Georgia. Gonzalez used a method of concealing high-priced items in larger containers, paying only for the container and leaving with the concealed goods. He was arrested in Gainesville Walmart, and authorities are connecting him to the over 20 thefts in the region, with additional charges being pursued. But it's not.
Go ahead.
Nobody nicknamed him. Wait a minute. No, nobody named him. That's the son of a bitch's name.
Hmm.
Nicotine gum, diabetic strips, high-priced items, although smaller in nature.
So my question is, I want you to actually, it's not really not a question. It's a little exercise. I want you to close your eyes
Okay.
and picture the woman who, after bearing a child, moments after bearing a child, and someone walks in with a clipboard and says, "And what are you gonna call this child?" Looks this nurse in the eye and says, Speedy Gonzalez.
Well, probably what happened, okay, is Speedy Gonzalez' mother's, probably her last name was Gonzalez.
Okay.
And Mrs. Gonzalez, no hablo inglés.
Wanted.
And
I think I'm there.
what's that?
I think I'm there.
Okay. And, either wanted the kid to fit in, or somebody said to her, you should name him Speedy. And she just liked the way it sounded. And now her kid's name is Speedy Gonzalez.
No, well,
I'm gonna tell. I got a second take on it.
So so do I. It took a different turn for me, because the way I imagine, somebody said, "And what would you like to call this child?" And she said, "It's Petey. It's Petey." And they thought she said Speedy.
Oh, his name was Petey.
It's Petey. It's Petey. That's Petey.
I'm thinking Grandma Gonzalez had 11 kids in the past 12 years. And so by the time this one came along, he just flew right out of her vagina. And so, wow, that was Speedy. And Dad was like, yep, that was Speedy. Speedy Gonzalez.
All right. Now that we've made fun of this guy and his name, I've noticed the people with the most fucked up names get really pissed off when you make fun of their name.
Yeah,
I did see very recently there was a cake, a baby's cake, where the woman decorated and put sexy on the child's cake. And she got in trouble until she said, no, that's the kid's name. The kid's name is sexy. The parents named the child sexy and wanted the kid's name on a cake.
Wow.
So the fault is with these young ass, dumbass parents.
Yeah, like you got to be careful what you name a child.
Can you imagine picking them up from daycare? And who are you here for? Oh, my kid is sexy.
Yeah, that I see where that gets ugly. No matter who you are.
Who here is sexy?
You can't say that at a preschool.
I need your attention, please. Where is sexy? Has anyone seen a sexy child?
Which one of you toddlers is sexy?
Imagine pulling up to pick up your sexy daughter.
Your daughter's sexy.
With you're there to pick up your daughter sexy, and you got truck nuts on the back of your car.
She comes running in the car. You're like, "Hey, sexy."
Well, it's funny because if you're going to be in Idaho, that's where a debate over truck nuts, yes, those rubber testicles dangling from trailer hitches, has sparked a legislative battle over indecent exposure. Apparently, Idaho lawmakers now want to crack down on what they're calling simulated genitalia, because clearly truck nuts are what's tearing apart the moral fabric of America, not the meth.
Now, I was reading this story and it gave me an idea. And as many times as I've looked at truck nuts, you know what I mean? It wasn't until the words simulated genitalia And I was like, oh shit. So the perfect match to a truck nuts
Right.
would be the Tesla twat.
And you stick it on your electric truck.
You stick it on the back of your electric vehicle. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
To show, because your truck's got nuts, but your Tesla's a bitch. Right?
Not for nothing, but I did have a pair of mud flaps on the back of my truck, and it was very distracting to the drivers behind me. With the two flaps just flapping in the wind.
All right. Dude. You could probably conceal a weapon and get charged with indecent exposure at the same time. If with mud flaps like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Not the first time I've said that.
I feel like you need a big old set of mud flaps to get charged with a concealed weapon.
In Beaverton, Oregon, In Beaverton, Oregon, a man was busted for public indecency after flashing people and claiming he had a concealed weapon. And not the kind that goes in a holster. Although technically he was holstered in denim. Somewhere in there. Police are still investigating which head was doing the thinking. So,
yeah, dude. Down in Gwinnett, Georgia, a man already out on bond for public indecency was caught committing a lewd act against a 13-year-old girl. Now facing new charges, he's officially the poster child for why we can't have nice things like bail reform. What did I miss?
why would you commit a lewd act against a 13-year-old girl? They're usually bony and would probably hurt. I'd commit a lewd act against something else.
Something else.
Well, he heard that she was sexy, so
No, that was her name. Her name was sexy.
turns out it was her name and not her description.
That was the miscommunication there the whole time.
Well, there's a Connecticut man who's they're joining the Connecticut is joining the Perv parade with a man accused of masturbating in a Target parking lot. Witnesses say he was in a white pickup truck, which, let's face it, is the official vehicle of I shouldn't be allowed near schools. No word yet on whether the truck nuts were involved.
I mean,
In his defense, he was just trying to hit the bullseye. I mean, can you blame him?
I have written down, I mean, it was just target practice.
I mean, have you ever tried to hit a moving target or a target while moving?
It's not easy.
It took me all day, and frankly, I'm exhausted.
Hang on, because this is fantastic. Because
you want to show about my white truck?
You guys want to see his mugshot?
Oh, there's a mugshot.
Now that's
wow.
That got caught jerking off in a Target parking lot.
Yep.
Yeah.
That figures.
Another fantastic mugshot is our next guy. Go ahead and read that one, Mike.
Is that the Alabama Playground Blitzkrieg?
That's right.
Over in Leeds, Alabama, a 37-year-old man racked up 81 counts of reckless endangerment after barreling his vehicle onto a school playground. Thankfully, no one was hurt, but we're guessing the guy failed how to drive like a human back in kindergarten. Also, maybe he shouldn't have been out on the road with 81 reasons not to be.
There's his mugshot. What are you gonna do?
Wow.
Okay, now he looks like he's jerked off at a Target.
Yes, I would have pegged him as the masturbator.
That was next on the list. As soon as he ran over that playground, he's gonna go kill some more kids.
Gonna go rub one out.
Well, he heard there was a sexy child, so he went right over. Which one of you kids is sexy? Dum, 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 dum. Not that one.
This is going off the rails.
Cigarettes were dipped in what now? Lancaster County, Pennsylvania. A man high on drug-soaked cigarettes, likely PCP, crashed into a home and told officers he was hallucinating. You'd think one whiff of drug-dipped Newports would have been a red flag, but hey, nothing says I'm fine to drive like tripping your face off and flying into someone's living room.
Is PCP making a comeback?
It never really went away.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
It never really went away. They stopped calling it angel dust and started delivering it in a liquid form and calling it wet.
Oh.
I mean, it's always been high on my list.
Way high. Did AI come up with the Newport line
Yes.
and specifically wrote Newports in based on?
I don't know.
I'm a bit curious of why they chose Newports.
Oh, well, here, you want to see his mugshot? There, now you know.
I mean,
You know, I figured since it was Newport, it was going to be a white woman.
Oh.
Listen, there are two people that smoke Newports. It's either got to be a white woman or a black man, usually together.
Often together. And if he's old school, they smoke cools together.
Mm-hmm.
But you got to be old school to smoke cools.
Yeah.
Officers reported being familiar with Ortiz following a prior incident on the same day where Ortiz had allegedly been running around in public nude while under the influence of PCP.
This dude had a great fucking day.
He really did.
He's got a black eye.
But he doesn't care. He was on PCP.
Well, so he got a black eye, so obviously he got a warning first.
Somebody told him to fuck off. At least once.
At least one time.
Police arrived at the 400 block of Atkins Avenue after an off-duty officer heard a loud crash. Investigators inspected the source of the sound and found a vehicle had crashed into an occupied home with no one in the driver's seat. A witness told police that they saw Ortiz run from the scene after the crash. Other witnesses said the man fitting Ortiz's description had attempted to break into their home and provided ring camera footage of the incident to the investigators. Officers reported being familiar with Ortiz following a prior incident the same day where he was allegedly been running around public while under the influence of PCP. He was nude too. Police report that while investigating on Atkins Avenue, Ortiz drove back to the area in another car, at which point officers then conducted a traffic stop and arresting Ortiz. Ortiz later allegedly admitted to soaking cigarettes and an illegal substance before driving the crashed vehicle, saying that he was hallucinating while behind the wheel and exited the vehicle while in motion. Ortiz's statement continues with him saying that he returned to the scene in a relative's car in order to retrieve the original vehicle. Ortiz awaits an unscheduled preliminary hearing while in Lancaster County Prison. Motherfucker.
The plans you make when you're high on drugs.
Oh, hang on.
So I went and got my relative's car so I could go and get the first car that I jumped out of.
Now, this link just popped up. Women murdered roommate poured Mountain Dew on herself to prevent police from getting DNA. Does that work?
I don't think so.
I know a good way we can find out. Join us next week when
Velocity County, Florida. A woman will spend decades in prison after she murdered her elderly roommate and poured Mountain Dew on herself in an attempt to destroy evidence. Why would you pour the Mountain Dew on her to destroy the evidence? Police responded to a call regarding a fire at a residence at around 1:46 a.m. July 1st, 2023. When they arrived at the home, they found a deceased 79-year-old man on the second floor of the burning home with signs of blunt force trauma and stab wounds. Now, see, you got to pick one. You know what I mean?
You should.
You can't go for the trifecta of murder and expect to get away with it. Police also found a bloody knife and 2 cell phones near the victim's body, one which belonged to the man's roommate, 37-year-old Nicole Max, who was not in the area when officers arrived. Officers found Max around 3 a.m. walking without shoes near a restaurant, holding a knife and a hammer. That's not very smart either. The officer found her said that she had blood on her legs and on her shirt, which was ripped.
Wow.
Yeah, that's Jesus Christ.
What shit show?
Oh, here it is. When officers told Max they were going to get DNA sample from her, she asked for a Diet Mountain Dew. They gave it to her, but she began to procrastinate while drinking the soda until detectives actually tried to take it away from her. Max began to resist and began pouring the can of soda all over her body and hair and pulling away from the officers in an attempt to interfere with the possible evidence of Max's body, and said probable cause affidavit obtained by Law and Crime. Max then began pulling and kicking the officers while trying to secure while they were trying to secure her in the vehicle. She was charged with tampering with evidence. How do you tamper? You just pouring fucking. But I don't think that's going to work.
No, but it's still they've got one more thing to charge her with at this point. It makes her look guilty.
So to be clear, she was sober and the guy was hammered.
No, she was fucked up.
Oh.
And he got hammered.
Oh, okay. Thanks for clarifying that.
Oh, man. Now, this next one, this guy was arrested in India.
You know, that roommate, they used to call him, he was a former porn star. They used to call him Captain Stabbin.
Captain Stabbin?
Captain Stabbin. Which, ironically, was the very first porn site I ever discovered.
Captain Stabbin?
Captain Stabbin, who was a captain who used to bang girls on his ship. Captain Stabbin.
All right. Well, in international idiocy, an American man was arrested after trying to visit the North Sentinel Island. You know, the one where the locals shoot arrows at helicopters and murder missionaries. His defense, he just wanted to see it for himself. And now he's going to see the inside of an Indian prison cell. But my question is, I don't understand, why is it illegal to go there?
Because they have they previously had a 100% murder rate for foreign invaders.
But why is that anyone else's problem?
I think they consider them not an endangered species, but one of those leave them the fuck alone.
Uncontacted tribe.
Look, these people they're racist, they're xenophobic. All right, they should be punished. This tribe that doesn't want any. What? They're too good. They think they're better than everybody. That's why they don't want to be touched. That's bullshit. This guy brings him a Diet Coke, and what? He goes to jail. Be thankful for the fucking Diet Coke, you dumb cunts. Jesus Christ.
I mean, that pussy must be tight.
So anyway, that's the guy. Michaelo Vitzgrov, 24, was arrested after visiting the remote island.
Well,
He kind of looks like a dipshit, doesn't he?
Yeah, but I mean, it seems like he made it back alive. That's kind of a big deal, right? Didn't they used to kill everybody who showed up?
Yeah, they did. They had a previously 100% murder rate. Now it's only 99.
In 2018, American missionary John Allen Chow set off for the island with a Bible. He was shot with bows and arrows by tribesmen. When he got on shore, the Indian authorities later said fishermen who helped take Mr. to North Sentinel told the police that he had seen tribesmen dragging his body on the beach. In 2006, the Sentinelese killed 2 fishermen who accidentally drifted on the shore. But Mr. Polyakov was not deterred. He had planned his journey meticulously. The police said studying sea conditions, tides, and accessibility from Kumadera Beach, located on Andaman Island. Even after he pushed back from North Sentinel Island, Mr. Polyakov tried to attract the attention of the Sentinelese people by blowing a whistle from the boat. He's accused of attempting to interact with the Sentinelese tribe. The police in Andaman said the statement, Mr. Polyakov is being held on charges that include violating the law protecting Aboriginal tribes and is scheduled to appear on April 17th. 5 years in prison and a fine.
Well, they take care of their Aboriginal people.
I guess Aboriginal pussy is worth 5 years in prison. That's good to know. I mean, it either has to taste really good or it tastes like inbreeding.
This guy's just a dude that he's a travel. His YouTube's all going to places that you probably shouldn't go to as an American.
Oh, what a guy.
So that's his thing. He likes to do that shit. So there you go. Play stupid games, win stupid prizes. You can rot in an Indian prison. I bet that's gotta stink, dude.
With the diet.
You saying that talking about the Aboriginal girls, the island girls.
Mm-hmm.
I recently came to possess my grandfather's World War II diary.
Oh wow!
On May 14th of 1942, his entry: swimming party for 2 hours on the island. Met a Tongan girl, 15 years old, and finally had my long-awaited ambition fulfilled: to sit under a palm tree with a native girl, with about 100 soldiers, sailors, and Marines watching.
Ooh. Oof. Damn.
Isn't that something?
There was no better joke than real life.
Than the truth. That's right.
Damn.
Is he saying he fucked her?
No.
He was just sitting there.
He sat there under the tree with her, with 100 sailors and Marines watching.
just sitting at the dock of the bay, enjoying a Diet Coke, watching the breeze blow by.
Well, meanwhile, in Philly, pallbearers carrying a coffin at a funeral stepped too close to the edge of the burial hole, and actually, they didn't step too close to the edge. They were perfectly, dude. They fell in the grave. Have you seen this, Big Daddy?
I don't think I have.
This is bad. So,
I would love to see it, though.
We're going to begin here with a funeral burial gone terribly wrong. A grieving family is speaking out today after pallbearers fell into the grave while carrying the casket of their loved one into Philadelphia.
I don't think you're sharing the audio.
Burial site collapsed
Hang on.
Under their feet. Action News reporter Chad Rodelli joins us now live from North Philadelphia with further details. Chad.
Yeah, this scary incident happened Friday here at Greenbelt Cemetery. The family wants to know why it happened,
whether it could have been prevented, and they also want an apology, and it was all captured on video.
How about now?
The pallbearers carried Benjamin Aviles to his final resting spot. As they began to lay down the casket, the platform above the burial site collapses, sending the men plunging into the burial hole.
It was just a horrible incident that happened in a bad moment.
Aviles' stepdaughter, Maribel
I mean,
Rodriguez,
it's not
says the men who
it's not
fell
nearly
into
as
the
funny
hole
as it
all
sounds.
suffered injury
No.
You know?
their legs,
Look.
hands, and back. Aviles' son suffered the worst of it.
The casket.
Yeah, that's
was-
horrible. You know,
Yeah.
like that's not.
I mean, that's a
The platform above the burial site.
long fall.
Yeah.
That's about 6 feet.
Right. I mean, the technical term for long fall is it's got to be I think it's 3/4 of your height or more is a long fall. So 6 feet would qualify for just about anybody.
Look at the one guy on the edge.
Jump.
Dude, this guy almost made it out. Look at him. He almost made it out. And then, oh.
Daddy Mac will make you jump. Mac Dad will make you.
You guys are fucking ahead.
Okay, to be fair though, that's a lot of weight on there. That's a good 2,000 pounds.
They put Big Boy at the end there.
Yeah, they're all some big boys carrying that casket.
But this is what they need to plan for. I mean, this is the job of the guy who lays out the gravesite. You have to understand that you're going to have 6 grown-ass men, a big heavy metal box,
Yeah.
in wood, with a dead dude inside.
Oh, dude, I'm replaying. I don't even have to. They replay it 7 or 8 times here. It's see, that's where it gave out. Right
Yeah.
Is that a shoe? What is that?
That's the plank.
That's one of the planks that broke.
They've been using the same. They've been using the same fucking planks for 30 years.
It may have just been rotted.
That was not nearly as funny as you'd hope. Speaking of not nearly as funny,
Yeah, the Make-A-Wish commercials, not really funny at all. Well, there's a teacher who has in her memoir confessed some things.
she doesn't even anymore. She kept like in her notes app.
Yeah.
Like, the dumbest fucking shit I've ever heard of.
First off, this is a 30-year-old teacher, Big Daddy. And
Hey.
considering that's her mug shot, we're not doing too bad, right?
Not doing too bad. All right,
Right.
all right.
So finally, in Illinois, a high school teacher's self-published memoir revealed she had a sexual relationship with a student back in the 90s. The book, dude,
Me?
I started reading this copy. The story here is made up. It's not that story.
No. Well, let's get. Yeah, I think Chat GPT
It made it up.
takes some liberties.
It took quite a few
with
liberties.
things. So, the Illinois teacher accused of sexually abusing a 15-year-old boy allegedly kept what police have called a memoir about their relationship on her phone. Christina Formella, 30, has been charged with 1 count of aggravated criminal sexual abuse, 1 count of criminal sexual assault, and 1 count of aggravated criminal sexual abuse. according to the DuPage County State Attorney General's Attorney's Office, who accused her of having an inappropriate sexual relationship with a 15-year-old boy. The alleged relationship was discovered by the teen's mother after she discovered text between the pair on his phone. Now, additional messages on her phone have been revealed in a petition to deny pretrial release obtained by some people, I don't know. Now, here's in the next alleged text messages between arrested teacher and teen boy revealed she loved having sex with you. According to the document, police found what dubbed a memoir called the relationship on the Notes app in her phone. In it, she allegedly claimed the teen victim cheated on me, as she called him disgusting. We will never, ever be together again. I'm not a second choice. I'm the best thing you'll ever have, even with all my mistakes. She allegedly wrote under a section she called manifestations. The document claims she believed the teen would reach out to try to fix things between us, adding, in the meantime, I'm going to live my best life knowing he's not the person I thought he was and that he is beneath me.
Wow.
In age, he was beneath you.
I mean, he was beneath her after school, apparently. And on top and behind.
I mean, how fucking warped is this broad?
According to the previous reports, Formella told police the notes were an outlet for her anxiety, and anything involving sex in them was about her husband. The investigation into Formella began on Saturday, March 15th, after the victim and his mother went to the... you went with her, you dumb fuck. Downers Grove Police Department to report inappropriate sexual contact. The mom allegedly discovered a text message thread on her son's cell phone between him and the teacher. The teen also reportedly claimed the two began texting a year and a half ago, adding that they even FaceTimed. Per TMZ citing court docs, she began tutoring him after he broke his collarbone, and Formella giving him her phone number so they could play a game called 8-Ball Pool on their phones.
So this kid was 13 at the time then. He's 15 now, and this started a year and a half ago. This kid was 13.
The investigation's findings per the DuPage County State Attorney's Office allege the pair were in a classroom together in December of 2023 after a tutoring session when Formella sexually assaulted the boy. Now, that's a strong wording.
I mean, they do say if he's old enough to nut, you can stick it in your butt.
Who says that?
The same people that says if there's
on the field, play ball.
That's it.
Oh, is that how the saying goes? Prosecutors say Formella shut the door and started kissing the victim, who reportedly and fondled her. Well, sounds like he did some assaulting himself. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And she removed his clothes. They both allegedly took off her leggings, and he put on a condom and had sex with Formella. He was 15. She was 28 at the time. Prosecutors allege. According to the docs, they never had sex again and spoke for the last time in February of 2024. Oh, I see what's going on.
He just kept it on his phone for a year.
You know, there's a math lesson here. 15 goes into 28 a whole lot more times than 28 goes into 15.
Well, apparently 15 only goes into 28 one time.
You know, I mean, not for nothing. Women have got to figure out at this point that, you know, you're really giving you're giving a kid a bunch of leverage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, and women don't work well when the man has leverage. And that's why I'm bringing it up. Yeah, because a dude,
You're a feminist.
right? I am, because a dude has to deal with leverage all the fucking time, right?
Yeah, we know how to balance it out.
You know how to balance it. No matter what you're doing, you can balance the leverage. But women are used to having the leverage. So
It's unknown territory, is what you're saying.
they need to figure it the fuck out. That's all I'm saying.
There you
You know,
have
I'm still thinking about the previous story with the boards the planks that gave way. Do you suppose that it sounded like a crunchy taco when it fell?
there had to be crunch.
There was definitely some crunch. And then at that point, do they just leave the casket in, or do they now have to take the casket out and then put it back in like it's doing the hokey pokey?
They had to take it out because it was on top of a couple of those guys.
So I guess he just wanted to kick his son's ass one more time.
I mean, the woman said, my son got the worst of it. The coffin was on top of him and everybody else was on top of it.
See, I like that.
Can you imagine dying at your dad's funeral? I mean,
If you die under that do they have to take you out and go through all the rigmarole?
I don't think they should, man. Just leave you there. You're fine.
It's a 2-for-1. You don't even have to pay. Just put the dirt in.
You know what I'm saying? Shit. Done is done.
Or just open the coffin, roll them inside, close the casket. It's 2-for-1. We call that a double stuffed taco.
Oh God, we call that a double stuffed taco.
All right, that was
I
pretty
wouldn't
bad.
he cringes at his own jokes. It was a bad joke.
Oh,
You know?
yeah, that was pretty bad.
I like it when Big Daddy leans in just a little too hard, and then you can see him trying to scrape his way back from the edge, clawing at the bank.
That's great.
Oh, well.
Oh man. There you have it, folks. A coast-to-coast collection of crimes and calamities that proves one thing beyond a shadow of a doubt. The human race is just speed running toward extinction. And the leaderboard is full of Florida license plates, meth spoons, and bad decisions. Back to you, Matt.
Well, that's, that is the human dumpster fire, the clusterfuck roundup that we have put together for this week. Check us out next week. We're going to do the same goddamn thing, because this is something we do every week. Every Wednesday, we get together. Big Daddy joins us in the C block. We usually have Ricky join us in the A block. Who knows what happens in the B block? And it's a good fucking time. You know what I mean? And want to thank this. The Media Virus podcast is sponsored in part by Botana Organics, cultivating wellness naturally. And you can check them out on www.botanaorganics.com.
You sure can.
Fucking right.
You could also stop by and see him at 3650 Silverside Road, Wilmington, Delaware, 19810.
Or 19810, depending on how you say it.
That's right. It's a zip code. Named for Zippy the Eagle, the post office mascot.
The more you know.
That doesn't sound right.
It is.
Dude.
No.
Staff Writer Bill
It's actually the other way around. I just like to do it that way.
Staff writer Bill. No, here's the thing, because staff writer Bill works for a company called Shipmate. One of the projects I worked on him was for their YouTube channel. We've done.
Hi, kids. Welcome to the Zone Improvement Plan, where we assign 5-digit numbers to each area where the mail goes so that we know where to take it.
That's
and
right.
then when that wasn't good enough, they came up with Zip Plus.
Oh yeah, the extra 5 on the end of the zip
The
code
extra 4 digits behind your zip code. Yep.
that nobody knows.
And they actually named the Eagles Zippy after the Zone Improvement Plan.
Yeah. But if you guys ever want to, fucking just take a nap, you guys ever want to just go to sleep? The Shipmate YouTube channel. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Talk about zip codes, the mail. Ben Franklin.
Yeah.
Fucking U.S. Postal Service, anyway.
Put the U.S. Postal Service together.
That's right. But that's all we got for this week. I hope to see you guys next week. Thanks for checking us out. We really, appreciate everyone's love and support. And if you could, like, follow, and share on all the socials and whatever. Finish up the housekeeping.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This has been the 230th episode of the Media Virus Podcast. We'll see you next week. This episode of the Media Virus Podcast is brought to you by 302-46 Voice. That's 302-46 Voice. If you want my voice on your project, dial 302-46 Voice today. Don't forget to check out our sister show on the Media Virus Podcast Network, Stepmoms Without Children. Join Ricky Rockdeff as she takes a deep dive into the fascinating people she meets and thinks that you should meet too. Find Stepmoms Without Children at themediavirus.com, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or wherever you get your fine podcasts. Special thanks to mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com, delivering regional sports coverage straight to your devices via stream and podcast. Learn more at mysportsreports.com and delawaresports.com. If you wish to sponsor the Media Virus Podcast, email your contact information to pml@themediavirus.com with the subject line sponsor, or leave us a message at 646-VIRUS-01. On behalf of the infection team and our feckless leader, Matty Rockdeff, I'm the Reverend Professor Mike Latoris, coming from to you live high atop Uncle Butch Studios, with one hand firmly on the pulse and the other clawing for a shred of sanity. This has been the Media Virus Podcast. We'll be back next week. Find us at themediavirus.com, on social media, or download us now from your favorite podcast platform. Yeah.